Chambers Street Subway Station, a look back in history with your host, Crazy New York Driver. Hey guys, Joe DeMarco from the Crazy New York Driver Show. Today we're going to discuss the Chambers Street Subway Station in New York City, voted the ugliest subway station in the entire city. I wanted to do an exploration of this station because most of it is still in its original form with very little alterations. However, I must tell you that the city has announced they are going to do a major renovation shortly, probably starting in the next few months, where they're going to add elevators and really recondition the whole station. So let's take a look at it as it is right now, and I'm going to focus on the parts that are original. We went on a tour on Sunday, September 16, 2018. I am a member of the New York City Historical Society, and we often can get behind-the-scenes tours to these wonderful events. As I said, much of this station is original. The station opened in 1914 and displays a lot of nice terracotta plaques, like the one you're looking at right now, which is the Brooklyn Bridge. For those of you who know the Brooklyn Bridge, you may recognize that the diagram is not exactly correct. It's missing another set of cables, and I'm not sure why that was done, or if this was done intentionally or by accident. The Chambers Street logo is still visible, as you can see on the walls, and I do believe this particular wall is covering up another track line that has since been abandoned. If you look out, it's very dark. I took these pictures with my phone. It's very dark, but people actually enter these forbidden areas we are not supposed to go and walk down the track bed. I'm sure you've heard of mole men, people who actually live beneath the New York City subway system. As you can see here, the gang is, and we're discussing many of the ramifications of the implemented changes that may be coming later this year. Now this is important because you can see how some of the pillars have eroded away and have temporary makeshift fixes, like right over here. Again, there's that beautiful Brooklyn Bridge terracotta plaque. This is looking out over one of the edge of the ramps. I want you to get an idea of the condition of the pillars. They're not in the best of shape, but you really can't see it because it's too dark. Again, the Chambers Street logo. That's Gary. He was our tour guide for the day. And if you're wondering about what the IRT stands for on the pillar behind him, I'll get to that in a minute. Here, these are the newer type signs that they put up today. Chambers Street, Center Street, and the token booth information. The entrance to this particular subway station, that is the main entrance, is just below City Hall. Now earlier I had mentioned IRT. IRT stands for the Interborough Rapid Transit Company, a long defunct company that was in operation from 1903 to 1940. So that gives you an idea how long that lettering has been in place. There you can see it again. But on top, you can see a new state-of-the-art sign that tells you where your train is, what track, and how long the wait's going to be. This is really nice. This is all original, like I said. The IRT in 1940 changed to the BMT and then became part of the New York City subway system. The BMT stood for Brooklyn, Manhattan Transportation. And as I said, they all fell under the auspices of the New York City subway system after that. Here's another really nice terracotta plaque. That stands for Brooklyn Bridge, because this station is also called the Brooklyn Bridge Station, the Chambers Street Station, and is now called the City Hall Station because the original City Hall Station, which is just beyond here, has been sealed off for I think the last 60 years or maybe even 70 or something like that. It's a real shame because it's a beautiful station and it's closed off to the public. I'm hoping maybe someday we will get access to that particular station. I took this picture to highlight some of the defects that are actually not being attended to at this time. As you can see, this is all water damage. And when we have heavy rains like we've been having, sometimes water does seep into the subway system. That's a state-of-the-art sign going downtown Brooklyn. That's the nice Brooklyn Bridge tilage. This is an original terracotta plaque of a beaver. Original to when the station opened in 1914. I know the lighting is not that good, but I just want you to get an idea of the work, the craftsmanship they put in when they built this station. This is very interesting, so take a look at that little yellow lever in the middle of the track there. What that actually is what I would call a tripwire. When we first arrived on the scene, it was in the down position. And when a train came over, it tripped that little mechanism into the up position to warn the next train in line that there's a train presently in the station ahead of it. I was told that this is 1904 technology. That is the Grand Central logo on the Grand Central Station. Now later in the video, we're going to be going to Grand Central. We're going to revisit that. I've taken you guys there before, but I have a few more things I'd like to show you at this point. This is still in the Chambers Street subway station. You can see how grimy it is. And there's really a lot of local color in this picture. This picture really doesn't do it justice. Now this I took to show you the doorway. The narrow doorway, which is an original. This is original to 1914. It's padlocked, and it's to the mechanism. You see it says danger high voltage. And even on top, look at the intricacy of this work. This is beautiful. I was a little confused as to what this was, so I asked around, and this was once a down staircase that led underneath the platform to an adjacent track. That's something I never would have guessed. On the way, we ran into the usual subway performer. The New York City subway is graced by a lot of talented musicians who like to sing and are often given donations. Before we continue on our way to Grand Central Terminal, let's listen to this gentleman because I think he's pretty good.
The best entertainment and the best performers are in New York City. Nowhere else in the world will you find this kind of entertainment for $2.75. Okay.
Now we're in Grand Central Terminal. Those of you guys who have watched my videos for a while may remember I did a video about Grand Central Terminal 2 years ago, and we even went below Grand Central Terminal to explore what might or might not have been FDR's private railway car. Since that time, a lot of evidence has come out to indicate that it may be just a baggage car as opposed to his railway car, but still the railway car is original to the period, and if you haven't seen the video, I'm going to put a link in the description box below. Please check it out. I think it's well worth watching. Here you can see the ticket counter as it remains with the destination board on top. Not exactly state-of-the-art, but really neat. There's a close-up of the departure board. This staircase is original to when Grand Central Terminal was constructed. You may notice that this staircase is not handicapped accessible. The one on the other side of the terminal is handicapped accessible because it has been rebuilt. There is another scene. Keep in mind these pictures were taken on a Sunday afternoon, which may account for why there's not that many people there. I was impressed by this ornate elevator, and especially the floor indicator, which you can see above. I'll give you a close-up of that now. I think that's really neat. There were several such elevators in Grand Central Terminal. Though I didn't ride any of them, I thought they were really neat just to photograph and to log. Because these days, with the buildings that they're putting up, nothing comes close to the grandeur of these elevators. Earlier, I mentioned FDR's private railway car, or possibly just a baggage car. Well, this is the railroad car in question, and this is one of the many pictures I took 2 years ago when we went below Grand Central Terminal to actually visit this monument. If you guys are interested in seeing this video, I will put a link in the description box and you can check it out. I really love New York City history and going back and visiting these kinds of things. Please comment any questions you have, any concerns you have, or any observations you have if you want. And if you have any suggestions for any future places in New York City you want me to visit, you could always drop them below as well. But remember, I can't visit everyone. I have to get approvals first with the gang before we can go down and visit these places. As always, guys, I'm Crazy New York Driver and you're not. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe. Give me a thumbs up if you like the video. And rock on and peace!